Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with occasional review. Today's video is going to be a setup of my Hobonichi Weeks, week 32. Okay, so we are currently in 2022, August 9th, I believe, in case you're watching this in the future. And I wanted to talk about how I go from an A5 Lorg Term 1917 to a much smaller planner, the Hobonichi Weeks. It's really hard sometimes for people to size down or imagine using something so small when they have been using something so large. And so I thought I would share with you why I'm moving down and how I do that. So I already tried to film this before, so maybe I'll do some kind of mashup of both. But my camera is not willing to work right now, and maybe I'm just out of practice. Maybe it's a combination of everything. I don't even know. So usually for my weeks, what I do, no, let's start with the month. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Okay. So I have a sick family member, and when that happens, you just can't really seem to plan because the universe just laughs in your face. Like, what are you thinking? So it's been really a struggle the past 6 months for me to really plan anything, and even more so this summer. So I had this set up to put all of my goals for the month of August and everything I wanted to get done, and I was going to take these things and break them down into smaller bits and do some, you know, like getting things done action lists. And that didn't happen, and that's fine. It is what it is. Then we move to my week, and this is what it looks like. Okay, I already planned out this week. I didn't even put the days of the week in here, but this is week 32. So I started planning in here for Monday, and I was just like, I don't think I can do this. I just feel stressed when I have these little boxes blank, and I just haven't had the time. So I've basically been back planning, really. At the end of the day, I just kind of fill in what I've done instead of actual planning. There's a few days when there are things that I have to do that day that I write down, but not very many things. This is basically the other spread that I do for the week, and this is not my weekly chart. This is just the weekly at a glance, and I like to do it Hobonichi style, where we have like the planner on one side and memo on the other. And what happens is I'm pretty strong on a Monday, sometimes on a Tuesday, and then I probably don't look at this again until like Sunday. And so I just got tired of filling this out. It doesn't take much time. You only have to do this, both of these, once a week, and then the monthly only once a month. So it's not that serious. The more you do spreads like this, the faster they are to create because you know what to do. So I'm not willing to do it. I'm in a situation where I just want to go to a dated planner, and I need to size down because, again, I'm really just not planning, and it's giving me anxiety, and I feel like going to a smaller planner, it fills up faster. I don't have to sit down and draw anything out. It's already done for me, and I just feel like that's where I need to be right now. Now, I did this on camera, and maybe I'll show some of it, and maybe I won't, but again, my camera was being ridiculous, and I think a portion of it was out of focus, so it is what it is. So when I size down, there's a couple things that I do. First of all, this has the same layout, like I said. The calendar's on one side, memo on the other. I still split it. So this first section is where I put my schedule, and the second section is where I put my tasks. Now, if I don't know where to put a task, but I know I need to get it done this week, I usually put it in the section here, and then I move it over here on whatever day I find available to do that. I sized down my weekly chart to just this column here, and I have events, and usually I put events that I know are coming up this week, and I'm not sure when they're going to be this week, but I need to figure out the dates. I put them here. Then I have like my book club book that I need to be chipping away at for this week, because I believe it's Monday. Yeah. Monday is our book club. So I just got it yesterday. I've only read about, I think it was 20 pages is all I had time for, and it's really boring so far. So it's called The Accomplice, I think, and I can't even remember who it's by right now, but I hope it gets better, or I might have to DNF it because nobody got time for really boring, awful books in their life right now. Videos are usually videos that I want to make for YouTube, and then we go down to what I want to study for the week, and then we have TV shows. So I'm loving Only Murders in the Building, and my niece and I are watching Pretty Little Liars, Original Sins, which is completely different and separate from Pretty Little Liars, the one that's already ended. Then we have movies that I watched, and then any kind of writing project that I want to work on. I have not been working on writing this summer because there was no point. There wasn't the time. I didn't have the focus. For September, I want to get back into it. I have filled the well, so to speak, and if you've ever read or know anything about The Artist's Way, then you understand what I'm talking about, and so I'm ready to get back to it. I really miss it so much. Another thing I do, because I'm losing a lot of real estate moving and sizing down, is use sticky notes. I don't know why I can't seem to use sticky notes as much in my A5 planner, but when it comes to the Hobonichi, it just makes sense. So basically this is like my floating to-do list. I don't like to forward a lot of things, and lately I have, because I haven't been able to do anything really. It's just like everything's kind of up in the air when I have time to do things. So I put everything on here that I need to be looking out for, that I need to remember, and then I move it from week to week. I just pull it off and stick it on the next week, and then when it fills up, I write a new one and start all over again. I have another one here in case there are other events that aren't going to fit here, so I can put that here. Because some weeks are busier than others. We're getting close to school starting, and as that happens, more things need to get done. I also put a sticky note on this week so I can go ahead and pre-plan some things that need to be done on this week specifically without actually having to write it down physically, and that helps keep things a little bit neater. That way I can throw down a sticker if I want to, or if I want to reorganize how I use this page, I can certainly do so. I divide my week into 2 columns. So this first column I use for scheduling, and this is for tasks. Again, if I don't know when I want to do a specific task, excuse me, I don't know why that word's so hard for me. I usually put it here so that I can always see it, and then when I have time, I write it on the day I actually do it, or if I can plan, I will go ahead and plan in advance. But mostly it's just been, you know, finding time for things whenever I can. I am getting a lot of outside work and organizing things and cleaning things done. It's just like in chunks here and there, not really a scheduled thing. Now the other thing I have to focus on, and this is probably something a lot of you out there are focusing on as well, is that school is going to start here soon for me in Colorado. I don't know when school starts for you guys in the US, but we're going to a 4-day week. That was passed, and so that is definitely happening. That doesn't really bother me as much because Jade is older. My niece Jade, she is going to be in 7th grade. If you have littles, that might be a struggle, especially if you're working full time. It's like, where do you find childcare? You know, how much is that going to cost? And so we're just going to all have to adapt. Before we had like a half day on Wednesdays, and now it's like no school at all on Fridays, but she'll still have practices. So before it was like Monday through Thursday from 8 to 6. I don't have to worry about her until it's time to pick her up after practice. But on Fridays, I'll have to worry about getting her there because she won't be at school because there isn't any. So it's just kind of adjusting things and also adjusting my planning, since there's going to be a lot more events and schedules that are going to be happening. So in the past couple of weeks, it's been going to get things for school supplies, and then like school clothes, and then picking up shoes, and having to do a couple of trips for that because we couldn't find shoes that she liked the first time and stuff like that. And then it was like physicals for volleyball, volleyball meeting that was mandatory to go to, and papers to sign for all of that, and rescheduling her bus because normally she'd come to my house and I'd take her home, but because my sister is just not feeling well, they need to ride the bus from their house because she can't take them to school anymore in the mornings. And basically, because of COVID, they're still only allowing kids to ride one bus instead of, you know, having 2. So I don't know what happens when people are divorced because they just don't care. And I get that it's just like, it's easier for them and they're not worried about us. But so I'll just have to figure that out on my own. What else do I have to think about? I think that's everything now. And these back pages, sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. I still want to use this to write in and to do like major project planning in, because there's so much more space. These I can use for dailies if I want to start tracking what I'm eating, but I've just been so overwhelmed lately. I haven't even been doing that, which is something I need to focus on. I know, but I'm just not there right now. This green highlighter I'm using by my liners comes from this set called the Neutral Set. I was using this. I picked this color for the month of August, so I'm just going to pull it into here. This is just one of those washi stickers. If you go to AliExpress or even on Amazon and you put washi stickers in, you'll find them, because I don't have a link for them. Some of these people sent to me, which was so nice, and so therefore I don't have links. This is just what week it is. It just makes it bigger so I can see it. Yeah, and that's just basically everything. This is how I size down, and right now I think this is going to fit me nicely. I haven't been carrying my A5 with me just because I just don't want to. I'm on the go a lot. It's a little bit heavier, and so this will fit in my purse even nicer. It also fits, if you've seen my last couple of videos, I did a review on the File FX Saffiano. It fits in there, which is my wallet, very nicely. So it's just easier for me to carry, even if I'm going to a store, to make grocery lists in the back as well. So that is it. That's how I size down, you guys. Also, I get annoyed that the Hobonichi stencil, this is the Hobonich Weeks stencil, doesn't go across this stupid page. Look how short it is. That's really annoying. And I also carry this one, which is by Kokyo Jibun Tacho, and it also doesn't go across the page. And I'm telling you, I am not coordinated enough to move this down and still make a straight line. It will be kind of wobbly. So I've just been using my regular humongous ruler. I need to find one that kind of fits this a little bit better. And the truth is, right now, I have no idea where my writing board is, because that works nicely. I just don't, I lost it somewhere in my room. So I'm going to have to find that. On the monthly, I went ahead and wrote August out here. I used this Sarasa clip. I did mention that I moved back to the friction pen because the Sarasa is a gel pen and it will smear like crazy. It just takes too long for it to dry. I have this one, which is also Sarasa. It's called the Mark On in a 0.4. So it's a thinner line and it's supposed to dry faster, and you're supposed to be able to use this with a bunch of different highlighters. I haven't, I don't think, really given it a true go in here to see if it works okay. I just don't like the smearage, so I'm back with the friction, which is totally fine. I don't like these uni balls that come with the Hobonichi Weeks because they make my writing awful. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just crazy, and I've heard that from a lot of people. So it is, maybe it's just all in our minds. I don't know. I haven't done anything like some people here put tracking, or they put it down here. I am not going to get it together to track anything other than what's on my weekly here. Usually right here I'll put like Monday through Saturday, and I'll do like a meal plan. Like I could do that down here at the bottom. Why not? Let's do that, shall we? Now I have the space to write down what we eat for the week, or to pre-plan that. Otherwise, we're just going to stick this here and we're golden. So that is how I size down. Let me know what you guys do when you size down. What is your main concern? Because I have people ask me about this all of the time. I don't know. I feel like I can adapt to any planner that I have anymore. If you give me a lot of space, then I will use all that space. If you give me a smaller one, then I'll use a smaller space. That's just sort of how it works out for me, and I'm lucky in that way. Sometimes when I have heavy planning, small planners aren't going to work. Right now I don't, so this is probably going to be pretty perfect. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!